Hey guys, Zach here. It's Sunday, hanging out in the garage for just a few minutes here, and I thought I would do an update for you on what's been going on. So, what I've been working on today, and kind of yesterday, was yesterday Sam and I stopped at a unclaimed freight, Malacca, and I got some earplugs. I was gonna get some earmuffs, but the plugs were better because they'll fit underneath my helmet, and this is what I wear a lot for work every day. I got a new one of these brushes, a little bit bigger than my old one. These go on your angle grinder, and they are worth their weight in gold. These things are awesome. So I got a new one. It's only $3.50 too, so that's super cheap. So, some cutoffs because of my project that I'm going to be doing, and these are a good price, 69 cents a piece. And it's torpedo level. I've been looking for a level, more so a 4-foot one, but it was only $1.30, and you got the torpedo level and also it's a string level, or it's just a really small like pocket level. That's why it has a little clip for your pocket. So yeah, it'll be good too. And I got the shakes today. So I've been using this headlamp. My dad and Melissa got me this for Christmas. Is this thing not the best headlamp I've ever had? Like, it's just really good. I've been using it out here today. I've been using my drill that they also got me today, and this is why. Oh, what's that? What's that to the left of the box? That's right. There is a plug, fully wired, already hooked up, good to go for a welder. Now, some of you might be saying, well, why did you only run it 2 feet? Like, you know, you're in the little nook area of the garage here. Why didn't you run it over and down into that corner or over here? Well, you can see that the garage is kind of semi-finished with sheetrock. And this run was super easy, and you can see I put it up high so that I can move my workbench over and I can set the welder right there. And this, I'll tell you the specs of it. This is just a 50 amp. It should be the proper welder outlet. Ran through, kind of weird, but it's this stuff is so heavy duty. It didn't want to bend or work very well, so it's just how it is. I have this here for now. I figure when it gets finished with sheetrock, I'll reposition it better. But for now, that's good. And it goes up, and I got 5 feet of wire. This is 8-3 wire, which is more than enough for 50 amp, and it was $2 and something cents a foot. So I got 10 feet of that. It actually has a curl in it and then goes up into the box. And the box here is 40 amp 220. So it bridges both sides, and essentially how it looks in there is this swirls down, that swirls down, this swirls down, that swirls down. So you're bridging both sides, 120, 120, and together you get 240. So that's how that works. I know that the 40 amp it should actually be a 50 amp, but I went and I accidentally got the wrong one, so then I had to go back, get the next one, and it happened to be a 40 amp. But I'm kind of happy because with it being a 40 amp, it won't cause this to ever get too hot or the plug-in to get too hot. It's going to trip that breaker every time. So unless I cannot weld with it, the only time I should trip that is if I'm like over 160. Welding like 3/8 inch or 1/2 inch steel, which I really don't plan on doing at all. The wire was like $2 something a square foot. It was over $20 for the wire. This was like $6, and the breaker was $8. So super cheap. All in all, right around $30 for that whole setup. Yeah, and for the cost of me at $2 a foot to go all the way up, all the way across, and all the way back down, it would cost me just as much to get that done as it would for me just to get an extension cord that is capable of running this much amperage, which would be like a little heavy-duty RV extension cord. But I really liked how it turned out. It was a lot easier than I thought. Yes, I tested it. It does get all the power it needs to. It has a dedicated ground right here, and then 120, 120. So she's set up good. And Okay, so with that being said, what am I going to use this for? Why do I need a welder? What am I going to do with it? There's a couple projects that I want to do with the welder. Some of them I can't say because they'd be like a surprise. But the one I want to talk to you guys about is this trailer, okay? This trailer, excellent trailer. It's just a 4x8. I have to bring all that stuff to the dump. But when I got it, I did some major changes to it. First of all, this is 2x2 by, I think, 1/8 inch. It's pretty light right here. It doesn't bend, it doesn't do anything. But when I bought this trailer, you can see where it's round and where it goes to the square. That hole right there, that little mound you see on the top, that was for this front screw that it used to have. This used to sit back there. But the problem with that is when I put my canoe on here, the end of the canoe would hang off so bad that, as you know, I got a 17-footer. The end of the canoe would hang off so far that it would make it rear heavy. So I extended this, and by doing that, it also changed the weight load. But not only did I do that, I also redid the springs. Now they are a slipper style spring, both rated for 1,000 pounds. And I redid those springs too. Did an axle over, which eventually might get flipped back. It's pretty easy, but honestly, this thing fully loaded with 2,000 pounds, those things should only sink about 2 inches, and it still left me, I think, another 2 or 3 inches worth of play in the leaves, so I'm not worried about it. But I want to get some sheetrock, right? Because I want to finish this garage. I want to get everything going. This trailer is a 4x8 piece of plywood, but on each side it has 1.5 inches taken up by a 2x4. So I need to get this stuff off of it, completely change this. And I thought, well, geez, while I'm at it, I might as well take the corners, right? Make it, instead of 4, put it out in a foot on each side. Make it a 6x8. That's your average utility, a 6x8 trailer. And that'll probably be when the axles get flipped, and I'll have to make... I already have these fenders right here, but I'll have to make little brackets for them and stuff. It'll be an interesting project nonetheless. And then on top of all of that, this whole entire thing up here is going. I'm going to chop off the triangles. There's 2 triangles, they're each a 1/4 inch. There's a second one, and it's actually bent. I don't know if I showed you guys this, but that big plate right there is actually bent backwards, and this whole thing kind of sits at a weird angle. So that's all going to get cut off. I'm going to put a new tongue on there, same length. It's going to be 2x2 square tubing, probably quarter, maybe not quarter wall, but heavy duty. And then I'm going to put a little area up front using a triangle, not all the way up, but like maybe up to like here and back. And that's going to be a storage area for, it might not even be that big, but it's going to be an area where I can put like my toolbox with all my tow straps in it and stuff like that. But I want to redo this trailer again because I don't like it. So anyways, so we got that project going on. Some other projects I want to talk about are kind of a surprise to some people that might watch this channel, so I don't want to say anything about it, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a Hobart 220 stick welder. I know MIG welders, I run MIG welders every day for work. I know that what they're capable of and how much easier it makes life, but honestly, stick welder for me is, I think, going to be a million times better because wire feed just, you know, when you work every day with a few $1,000 machine and then you get something like one of these, right, just the cheapest thing you can, it's fine, right? But when you start looking at these welders and you realize, wow, you know, even for a $700 wire feed welder, you're not getting the quality that you're used to. I don't really want to go with that because it's just going to bother me, right? Compared to what I work with every day, it's like if you drove a Lamborghini every day for work and then you went car shopping and all you could afford was a Ford Fiesta, it ain't going to be much fun for you. You'd probably want to go with a motorcycle because you don't know anything about motorcycles. kind of a weird thing, but you know, I know about welders. That was kind of wrong. But anyways, that's what I'm getting at is I want something that I can take anywhere, weld anything with. So yeah, 220. I'm not going to spend the extra $200 and get a DC machine either because AC, okay, AC is different. You can use magnets on AC and it won't affect your polarity. And they've come so far with AC that you can burn a 7018 rod on AC and it welds like butter. No big deal. You can't even tell the difference. I think a lot of people get like AC welders, let's say for their first welder, and they've never welded before. And that's where you get that whole like, when I started welding with DC, my life was changed. And yeah, that's true, but I've welded every day for work now for 2.5 years. Coming up on 3 years, actually. It's over 2.5 years. So I know what I'm looking for. I know where the problem lies, you know. I can figure out most of this stuff on my own. And they burn hotter. They penetrate a little bit better, depending on the rod, right? And they're $200 cheaper. Why wouldn't I do that? So, I think I'm going to get Hobart, because the Lincoln, I don't see myself running it. The Hobart with the 1 amp increments, I see myself running that. So, yeah. So then I'm going to get into some crazy wild projects out here, I hope. And it'll be good. It'll be real good. Of course, this tube here, this is what it looks like. I think this actually, yeah, it's more than an eighth, maybe. That may be no. Yeah, it's probably an eighth. Maybe. Yeah, probably an eighth. Yeah. So that's what I did today. Got that all going good. It's going to work great. I'll have a little stand here with my welder, and I got the hiccups. Everything went fine. So, all right. Well, that's all I got for now. So, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you later.